It is NFL Combine Week here in Indianapolis, Indiana. My name is Jared Mueller, coming to you live for the Orange and Brown Report. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Combine, talk a little bit about the Browns, what we're kind of hearing, and dovetailing that directly into talking about 3 ways the Browns can get a little too cute with the upcoming NFL Draft. First, if you're visiting Indiana for the NFL Combine, I would encourage you to remember that many people here are here to work. So whether that's media, players, executives, coaches, those kind of things, you are very likely to see them on the street, going from building to building, or even late at night out at bars, restaurants, those kind of things. Please be respectful of their time, as you're more likely to get a positive response when you're able to do that. So just because you're walking down the street and Steve Smith is approaching in your direction doesn't mean it's a good time to stop him. Just because you're at a bar and John Elway happens to be walking through in your direction doesn't mean it's a good idea to stop him. You can choose to do that, but again, be ready for the fact that they are generally working. They have a purpose to most of the things that they're doing, and maybe don't have time at that point in time for what you're looking for. Now here in the Combine, the Browns are kind of the talk of everything. With the first, 4th pick, as well as 5 picks in the top 65, 6 in the top 66, and all of their cap space, the Browns kind of are the center of everything. We know that. We expect that. Really for 2 reasons. One, they are going to be involved in a lot of things because they do have a lot of money and they do have a lot of draft picks. That means they are interested in a lot of things, would like to see a lot of things happen. The second reason that happens is agents know that, other teams know that, and they're trying to play up some of those things to get interest, whether it's in their player or whatever, going, or to have other teams think that maybe the Browns are involved and maybe up the ante for a trade, those kind of things. So expect to hear the Browns involved all the way through the draft because they have so much money and they have so many draft picks. It's the way it goes. Now, if you're a subscriber to the OBR, you already know some of the things that have led to the next conversation. So the Browns, there's some things that were overheard, things that were directly said, things that I've heard secondhand, those kind of things that I put up today in Rumor Central. I'll just say all of them I trust at varying levels, given what you can trust at this point in time in the process. Now, are there some things that are already done? Yeah, probably. I can say there's at least one wide receiver who, not to the Browns, we already know where he's going. There's a quarterback, also probably not coming to the Browns, but we know the 2 teams that it is down to with him. But from that Rumor Central post, I had a number of people reach out to me with the worry that the Browns would get too cute. So how could the Browns get too cute? Let me give you 3 ways that I believe the Browns could get too cute with the upcoming draft. Number 1 is all about number 1. It's about the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. The Browns can get too cute in a variety of ways with that pick. But in general, it comes down to passing on the quarterback. Do I know for sure that Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Baker Mayfield are certain number 1 picks? Certain franchise quarterbacks like Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck? No, neither do you. But Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck were about 20 years apart for a reason, because they don't come along very often. But good teams take the opportunity to address the most important position at number 1. Now, some people will say, but the Browns are in a unique position with the 4th overall pick, but I would say that's getting too cute. If you like a quarterback and would be willing to take them at number 4, you do not risk somebody else taking them at number 2 or number 3. Again, whether that's the Giants or the Colts or someone trading up with them, you do not risk that just because you have the number 4 pick. If you didn't have that pick, you take the quarterback at number 1. You have that pick, you still take the quarterback at number 1. That is not to say anything negative about Saquon Barkley, Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson, anyone else you might put into that conversation. It is all about the quarterback. And if you have a quarterback number 1, you take that quarterback number 1. The Browns have had 2 opportunities since their return to do that. First with Tim Couch. Probably would have went better with a better offensive line and some better weapons. Last year, there was a Myles Garrett who some might say the Browns should have taken Mitchell Trubisky. Maybe. I'm not sure the Bears are sold right now. Didn't play a lot of games, and when he did, wasn't asked to do a ton, as opposed to DeShone Kizer, who played a lot of games and was asked to throw the ball 40 times a game. It's just a little bit different. Patrick Mahomes played one game, looked really good, but it was the last game of the season. And Deshaun Watson got hurt. The Browns obviously didn't have him as high. So should the Browns have passed on Myles Garrett? He's a once-in-a-generation pass rusher. There is no such player in this draft. So first, the Browns could get too cute by not taking quarterback number 1 or by trading out of the number 1 pick. That is getting too cute. Number 2, the Browns could do what Phil Savage did. Maybe what Hugh Jackson wants them to do, and that's trade tomorrow for today. So Phil Savage, at one point in time in his draft, the first pick he had was the 4th round pick, Bo Bell, a linebacker who really did nothing. That's because he moved the rest of the picks, whether it was for Brady Quinn, Shaun Rogers, a variety of other things, where he traded tomorrow for today. And while Browns fans and media and players and coaches and execs and owners all want to win, there is a risk at trading tomorrow for today. The reality is that some of those players that you could get as a veteran may have already topped out, may not have that upside. Or you could trade a lot of your picks. Now we have a ton to move up and get more high quality players, but the reality is the bust rate is really high throughout the NFL draft. Having more picks generally is pretty good. That doesn't mean the Browns shouldn't move around, but they shouldn't trade tomorrow. They shouldn't trade some upside just for the guarantee of today. Could they do that with a 3rd round pick, a 4th round pick, maybe even one of their 2nd round picks? Maybe, but a vast majority of their talent should be coming out of the draft because that's how good teams build themselves. They also have free agency to bring in those veterans, so they have a perfect pairing. The second way the Browns can get too cute in this draft is to trade tomorrow for today, leaving themselves without the upside of what a draft pick looks like. And number 3, finally, they can just screw all of this up by not valuing their picks. One of the conversations that have been had here in Indianapolis is the Browns may see their picks differently than you and I see their picks. So we see 2 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, all the other picks they have going down the board. What if the Browns see that as their 1st pick, their 2nd pick, their 3rd pick, 4th, 5th, and so on, all the way down to 12? At that point, they can devalue their picks by thinking about them not as the 4th overall pick, which has significant value even if you didn't have number 1, but thinking of that pick as their 2nd pick. Or not thinking about those 2nd rounders as really valuable 2nd round players and thinking about them as their 3rd, 4th, or 5th picks, right? Because normally a team is looking at their 4th pick in the 4th round or their 5th pick in the 5th round. That's what most teams' drafts look like. Not so for the Browns. But there's a vast difference if you value your pick as number 33 overall, number 35 overall, versus your 3rd and 4th pick. You can devalue how you see your picks. That is the 3rd way the Browns can get too cute with this upcoming NFL draft. So, not taking the quarterback number 1, too cute. Trading away tomorrow for today, too cute. And the 3rd one is devaluing their picks. Another way they can do that is by doubling up on positions just because they have the opportunity to do that. Just because they have these extra picks, doubling up on positions that they already maybe have addressed in the draft, maybe addressed last year in the draft and feel really solid with, but doubling up in a way that devalues the current pick. That doesn't mean they shouldn't select more edge rushers just because it's Emmanuel Ogbah and Myles Garrett. But if they take an edge rusher at 4, it's probably not the same value for them at 33 and 35. So there are ways that the Cleveland Browns, with all their draft picks and even with all of their cap space, that they can get too cute this year. In the end, all that matters is wins. Whether it's a football guy, an analytics guy, a former head coach, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What matters is wins. Can John Dorsey, Alonzo Highsmith, Elliott Wolf, can they get it done? Andrew Berry, don't want to forget him. Can they get it done? Along with Hugh Jackson, Todd Haley, Greg Williams, and the rest of the coaching staff? Or will they get too cute? The good news here on the OBR, we don't have to worry about anything being too cute. Have a good day. Follow me again on Twitter at Jared K. Mueller. That's JaredKMueller. And you can follow the OBR at the OBR. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Go Browns.